How's everybody today?
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Dayton. Yay, where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of ages inspires us, the science of mind, teaching, and spirit empowers us. And so now we're going to have some music from our Higher Mind Band. There we go. Their Higher Mind Band.
Dan's going to do a song for us called Get Together by Chet Powers.
We'll start with a little Led Zeppelin.
Ooh.
A song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brothers, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some will come and some will go, we shall surely pass. When the one that left us here turns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song we sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. There is your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
All right.
Thank you.
I heard a little harmony out there. Hey.
Got to take this off. All right. So we are an inclusive spiritual organization. We teach qualities and values like oneness, compassion, and love. We honor you and all people wherever we are on our spiritual journeys. Our vision statement: to awaken to the spiritual magnificence of ourselves, our one humanity, and our planet Earth. Our mission is to transform ourselves and transform the world. Our purpose: We are a community of love that supports all people in experiencing real transformation. So now we're just going to get ready for our invocation. So if you can just close your eyes and be in this moment with me. Taking a collective breath in, breathing in, and exhaling. And just knowing that we are part of this divinity. We are part of this magnificence of power and presence as it is a beautiful, warm Sunday. And we are just being prepared for this time together, knowing that God is infinite. God is all-encompassing. We are part of that power. There is no way to be separate from that power. We are imbued with that energy of God. And so I know that this service today is in divine order and divine right action. I'm knowing that from the musicians to our practitioners who are speaking today, for Michael and Andy, I'm knowing that those words are being heard at a deep level by every single person that is viewing this on Facebook or YouTube or is sitting in this sanctuary today. I know that it is blessed, that we are here by divine appointment. And I'm knowing that all is well. And I give such thanks for this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. And together we say, and so it is. And so now we're going to do the candle lighting.
So now we take the time to reflect on and honor the world's religions, knowing that there are many paths to the mountaintop. We light the first candle in honor of the Native American tradition. May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with beauty. May hope forever wipe away your tears. And above all, may silence make you strong. By Chief Dan George. We light the second candle in honor of Baha'i. Know that you were where you are not by chance, but by the design of your Creator, for your development and for the development of others around you. Abdul Baha. We light the third candle in honor of Buddhism. Health is not simply the absence of illness. Real health is the will to overcome every form of adversity and use even the worst of circumstances as a springboard for new growth and development. Simply put, the essence of health is the constant renewal and rejuvenation of life. Takasu Akada. We light the fourth candle in honor of Old Norse paganism. Mother Earth, enlighten what's dark in me. Strengthen what's weak in me. Mend what is broken in me. Heal what is sick in me. And lastly, revive whatever peace and love has died in me. We light the fifth candle in honor of Christianity. It is God who arms me with strength and keeps my way secure. Psalm 18, verse 32. We light the sixth candle in honor of Sikhism. Even kings and emperors with heaps of wealth and vast dominion cannot compare with an ant filled with the love of God. Guru Nanak. We light the seventh candle in honor of science of mind. Never let anyone or anything cause you doubt your ability to demonstrate the truth. Conceive of your word as it being the thing. See the desire as an already accomplished fact and rest in perfect confidence, peace, and certainty. Never looking for results, never wondering, never becoming anxious, never being hurried or worried. Those who do not understand this attitude may think you are inactive, but remember, to him who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible. By our founder, Ernest Holmes.
So today's reading. The one seeking to demonstrate the power of spiritual realization in everyday affairs should believe in divine guidance. He should feel a unity of spirit in all people and running through all events. He should declare that the spirit within him is God, quickening into right action everything he touches, bringing the best out all his experiences, and forever guiding and sustaining. This is by Ernest Holmes. So it is my honor to have, we're doing a song. Sorry about that. We're doing a song. All righty. Sorry.
We're here helping each other out. We've had a lot of helping each other out today. Yes, we've got a song we're going to do for you, and it is called I Am Not Lost, I Am Just Exploring by Janice Stanfield. They're figuring out the timing there.
If I could look down on this path I walked from somewhere way up high, I could see the crooked road where I have come. I've walked a mile in sorrow, I've walked a mile in joy, and now I'm less afraid of either one. For every tear I've cried, there's a smile that I have earned. For every mile I've walked, there's a lesson I've learned. I am not lost, I am exploring. Life is an adventure worth enjoying, though I may not know where I'm going. I am not lost, I am exploring. I am not lost, I am exploring.
I got to remember where I'm at, folks. There it is. All the words got jumbled.
Some people choose to live their lives on quiet avenues, while others find a place in the parade. Some, like me, are seekers. They take less traveled roads, believing they can find a better way. And though I get discouraged, I won't be turning back. I have joy as my compass and faith as my map. I am not lost, I am exploring. Life is an adventure worth enjoying, though I may not know where I'm going. I am not lost, I am
exploring. I am not lost. I am exploring. All of us are headed for the same destination. So why not blaze a trail that's got imagination? I am not lost. I am exploring. Life is an adventure worth enjoying, though I may not know where I'm going. I am not lost. I am exploring. I am not lost. I am exploring. I am not lost. I am exploring. Yeah. Yes. How many of you are exploring? Yeah, I saw some hands out there. Are you ready? Yes, a lot of hands out there are exploring, Michael.
So I want to take a moment and do a little exercise with you. And this exercise is going to have 4 elements involved to it. So the first element is that of the element of presence. Presence reminds us of one of the principles and our foundations of this philosophy, that spirit is always present. The second element is that of time. So we're going to take about a minute to do this exercise. Just know that later on, when you do this on your own, take as much time as you want. The third is that of silence as a reflective tool. Another one of those tools in our toolboxes. And then there's the element of opportunity, opening up to what is possible, what is being revealed. So just go ahead and turn within to the presence. We'll take again about a minute. So just take another couple of seconds and invite you back to the present service. So what did you experience? You don't have to say it out loud. There's some of us that had a million thoughts running through our minds. Some of us were able to go right there in the silence and connect with the presence. It is all good. There is no judgment. There is no right or wrong. There's not always the aha moment. But quite frequently, there's something that comes across that later on brings about an aha moment. So this month of August, we have been looking at the theme of pausing for guidance. And we've talked about tools that we can utilize, the tools of play, the tools of curiosity and being open to the possibilities. And today we talk about tuning up and taking that step back for a moment to kind of say, where are we at? It reminds me of a quote by Albert Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge. He didn't say that knowledge wasn't important. He just said that imagination was more important. And so this week we turn to the theme of asking, of taking that moment to stand back and assess the situation as it relates to our current path that we are on. It gives us a chance to ask, are we on the path that we truly want to be on? And if so, have we veered off course? That's not a bad thing. Is something else coming through? Is Spirit calling you forward on your current path? Or is Spirit saying, come this way, take a different path? So those 4 elements that we played with at the beginning of presence, time, silence, and opportunity. Another way to remember that is to use the acronym of STOP, or to think of the color red as a reminder that when you see that color, to take that moment to stop, to stand back, and to play with these elements, knowing that when we look at and when we reflect on the S and the T, the silence and the time aspect, it reminds us to be still and know that God is. When we look at the O, the opportunity and the presence, we are reminded that in silence, opportunity arises as the presence of God reveals its wisdom. How many of you use some type of G.P.S. navigation system, either on your phone or in your car? Yeah. I've tried several of them. For me, Google Maps is my app of choice. And once you have inputted the route for your destination and you've activated the navigation, the turn by turn, a neat feature is that you can actually, while you're engaged in that moment, you can move the screen and kind of explore around while still being on your path. And what's interesting with Google Maps is that once you activate that feature, another one pops up immediately. The button that says recenter. So this tool of taking a step back, to stop, to turn within, to be open to God, Spirit, whatever you want to call its presence. Know that you you can immediately select that recenter and continue where you left off. And with each of these tools that we've been talking about, play, using our imaginations, being creative, we don't do this arbitrarily. We do it with some intention, some method, some degree of specified quality, a measurable way. We're going to talk about some different quotients in a moment. Ernest Holmes called his philosophy a science because, quote, it can be taught, it can be learned, and it can be consciously applied with a certainty of definite and repeatable results. Again, we don't do this arbitrarily. We don't just stop all of a sudden. We have some intention behind it. And when we look at that method, there's a couple of components that we start to kind of engage with and measure with. And I had heard of the first one for a long time. The other two, within the last couple of years, were more prevalent. But the first one I think we've all heard of. We might even been asked the question, what's your IQ? Or your intelligence quotient? What way is there a measure of to measure your ability to reason and to apply reasoning within society? But there's also the emotional quotient, this way of measuring the use of our emotional responses. But just like Albert Einstein's quote about intelligence, about imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. With these quotients, there's a third one that's even more important than the first two. Any guesses? Spiritual. Yes, our spiritual quotient. That way to measure our use of spiritual power. For it is through the spiritual quotient that we unlock the potential of the first two. It is the paradox of the Creator as the creation. There is but one mind, but one power. There is but one. And so I challenge you over the next week or even the next couple of months. We're told by experts that it takes about 27 days to make a habit. Give yourself a break. Do it by a month. If you forget, you get too busy or something, don't beat yourself up. Just start again. But I challenge you to take some conscious time to use these tools, to play, to be open, to be creative, but with intent. Intent does not mean that we don't remain open at the top. And to take time to consciously think about stopping, standing back and utilizing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be silence. Stop is just an acronym to help you remember. Again, the color red, be chromatic about it. Use whatever tool that makes sense to you, that touches you, that resonates with you, whether it's reading, playing music, singing, dancing. Doesn't matter. But be open to the presence. To ask, am I on the right path? Do I need to recenter? Or am I being called completely off of this path? And I need to exit. I need to recalculate this new path. So what ways can you think of that you can engage this concept of stopping and standing back? Set an appointment with yourself. Use your phone. Make a conscious choice that whenever you see red, that you will take a moment to just check in. Now I'd like to invite practitioner Andy Hawk to the pulpit as she continues our morning talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I had no idea when I was asked to do this and when I agreed to do this that the best part about it was to be able to take the mask off in the middle of this heat. I'm not an anti-masker, but it definitely feels good. Oh my. Track this here. So we're talking about how God, Divine Spirit, gets us going in the right direction. And Michael gave us some wonderful information about that. But you know, sometimes we also need to change the route, not because we've gone anywhere, but because things have happened. Sometimes the situation has changed. Kind of like what just happened this morning when we came in here, actually. And of course, another time when the situation changed that wasn't too long ago was when we got hit by this big old pandemic. And suddenly, everybody kind of knew what they were doing. Whether we were going by guidance or by habit or whatever, but everybody knew how we were going to be doing things. And then it all changed. Suddenly, the way we thought worked didn't work anymore. And it was time to take a look and try and see if we could get some guidance on how we're going to be going about this. And I remember one big thing I was working on at the time when the pandemic hit was I was on the committee working on our second annual Horizons of LGBTQ Aging conference that we were going to have downtown. And we just had a really great one the previous year. It was at the Sinclair Conference Center. And so we knew exactly what we were going to do. We were going to just basically put on the same thing over again. We knew some changes we wanted to make, but it was going to be essentially like it was before because it was very successful. Until the pandemic came. And suddenly we had to start looking for guidance each in our own way, trying to see what we were going to be doing. Sometimes the situation also can change because we've developed, sometimes we've grown, sometimes we've learned something, we've learned a new skill or learned and discovered a new talent. But for whatever reason, these situations will change and it's time to look for new guidance. Maya Angelou says, do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better. And that's kind of what we had to be doing here. We're growing and evolving, which works so closely with Science of Mind, which teaches that we're all growing and evolving. And this causes us to make changes. The way we did things the first day of school is different than the day we did things on graduation day in high school. We grew a lot in those 12 years. So when we have to make changes and we have to look for new guidance, how would we go about it? Well, first of all, we can remember that there is just one mind. That's the mind of God, and all of our minds are part of that one mind. And what's known anywhere in that one divine mind is known everywhere. So we have access to whatever we need, and we can get that through intuition. And intuition can be an interesting thing. Brene Brown says, intuition is willingness to hold space for uncertainty. And when I read that, I was thinking, wait a minute, the last time I talked here, I was talking about uncertainty, but it looks like I'm headed into uncertainty again, and we don't like uncertainty. By our nature, we want the answers, and we want them now. We don't want to live in that uncertainty. Society is so scared of uncertainty, I think, that's why we start to be expected to pick sides in society. Because once you pick a side, that side will tell you what all the answers are. It'll tell you how you're supposed to act and how you're supposed to dress and who's right and who's wrong and who the good politicians are and who the bad politicians are and all that kind of stuff. But I think we need to learn to live in that uncertainty. That's a part of staying open at the top. Is instead of just saying, well, I know all the answers, is to just let that happen. And if you're feeling uncertainty, that's okay. It's normal. That's the way we live. So as we are in uncertainty, we still are looking for that guidance. We can't just give up on the guidance. And we can do things, we can do some forms of meditation, listening for divine guidance. We can be open to possibilities. Know that sometimes it takes some time. We can do something with silence or music, or we could even do real visioning. I think visioning is really pretty neat sometimes. But another really important thing is our community. We get guidance through our community because our community is made up of other divine manifestations, just like we're a divine manifestation. And God is a little bit too big to manifest completely as any one individual, and that's why we have these communities, because we're each manifesting the divine in our own way, and we're designed to work together. We're designed kind of like pieces in a puzzle, I think, that it takes the whole community to do the divine expression. And so being in a community, interacting with other people, discussing, talking, praying together, the whole thing, that is really a lot of where our guidance comes from. And it's as we interact, we pick up ideas, maybe something that wouldn't have come naturally to me, but it's something that would come naturally to Michael or to Lana. And I'll hear that and I'll go, yeah, that's just what I was looking for. That's exactly what I needed. And we kind of did that actually in our aging summit that I was talking about, because we were a bunch of specialists there. We all had a different specializations as far as aging goes, different specializations as far as the LGBTQ community, and also different specializations as far as knowing how to put on a convention. And so we all worked together and interacted, and when one person needed something, somebody else had it. And instead of this big conference that we did, like we did the previous year at Sinclair, we had an online conference, and it worked really well. And it wasn't anything like we anticipated it would be when we started working on that, but it did work out really well. So really, I would just encourage everyone to be sensitive to when you need new guidance. Don't try to keep going on exactly the same when the situation has changed. And listen for that divine guidance and be active in community can be different kinds of communities. We can be in multiple communities, not just our center community here, although it is a wonderful community, but be in those communities so we can live as a part of the big pictures. We can live as a part of that overall divine manifestation. Just encourage everyone to be aware of that. So let's turn within now and just be aware of the divine presence, Spirit, God, whatever you think of it as. That one presence that is just so big that it manifests in so many different ways. And know that this one divine presence is the source of all guidance. For it is knowledge, and it is wisdom, and it's understanding. And that everything that can be known, everything that has been known, everything that will be known is a part of that divine God presence. For it is infinite, unending. And yet it is also within each of us, around each of us, as each of us. We are entirely one with that divine presence, no matter how different it might appear that we are and that our circumstances are from God. The truth is, beyond all the appearances, that we are one. The truth is that there is no separation between me and God. There's no separation between each of you and God. There's no separation between anything, and that therefore, as we are one with that divine Spirit, we are one. We are one with all. We're one with each other. We are one. And we are filled with every divine truth and every divine quality, because we cannot help but be, as we are one. And so I know that whatever guidance we might need, whatever questions we might have, whenever we wonder how to get there, what path to take, either literally or what path to take as far as planning and as far as process, whatever time that is that we need that information, I know that God is that path, God is that process, for there is nothing that is not God. And I know that God is more than enough to handle any situation, more than enough to handle any change, more than enough to have the guidance, the direction that each of us needs in every area of our life. And I'm just so thankful. So thankful that this is so thankful that we do have that divine presence. Be our guidance system, to be our G.P.S. So thankful that we are one with God, with divine Spirit, with divine presence. And I release this. I release it into that creative medium, that law that always produces whatever we put into it. That cannot help but do so, because that's just what it is and what it does. I release this and let it be. And so it is. So it is. Thank you very much. I think we have a song next.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Michael. Today is the day I will change my luck. I will find 3 pennies and they'll be heads up. I will walk like a queen in my tennies and jeans, 'cause I know where I come from the stars and the sun, from that magical one. I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between. I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. Yeah, today is the day I'll remember to see. Only good, only God happening here through you and me. I will not forget all the treasures due me, 'cause I know where I come from the stars and the sun, from that magical one. I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between. I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life. Yeah, today is the day I'll be more of myself. Love my skin where I've been and everyone else. No more push, no more pull. Simply go as I go, 'cause I know where I've come from the stars and the sun, from that magical one. I am part of this thing called life. Oh yes, from the known to unseen, everything in between. I am part of this thing called life. From the stars and the sun, from that magical one. I am part of this thing called life. Yeah, from the known to unseen, everything in between. I am part of this thing called life. I am part of this thing called life. I am loved, and so are you, by this thing called, what's it called? Life. Oh, you guys are so good. Thanks.
Yay.
Woo, yes.
Thank you. All right. Now, here we are. Sorry. It's time for our conscious giving. So just take your gift in your hands. But there are several ways to provide a tithe or a gift to CSLGD. You can mail, you can text, and our website is, there is a glare on this thing. So, you can text to 937-595-0142. Or our website is www.cslgd.org, or you can, of course, mail it. Or there's also there's a donate right now on the Facebook page. So here in the sanctuary, please place your gift on those tables with the little white skirts. We're not passing around the basket currently. Please use the Kroger's DLM and Amazon Smile program. Now, please take your gift and place it over your heart. I'm not going to have you repeat this because it's long. God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich omnipresence, substance of the universe. This all providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me, the reality of me. God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich omnipresent substance of the universe. This all providing source of infinite prosperity and individualized as our community and center, the reality of us all. That's by John Randolph Price. And so now Michael is going to come up for our announcements. Thank you.
So, do you have any creative skills at making short videos or looking for a way to serve this community? please talk with Reverend Catherine, and let's create something wonderful to share on our revamped website and get our message out to the greater community. We want to share our Science of Mind teaching and spirit with everyone. This fall, we will be offering classes. Practitioner Emeritus Marge Russell will be teaching a Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, a 5-week online course starting September the 14th from 7 until 8:30. And I'm so excited. Me and practitioner Andy Hawk are going to be teaming up and teaching Revealing Wholeness, a 7-week online course starting September the 16th from 6:30 until 8 p.m. And Reverend Catherine will be teaching Journey of the Soul, a 6-week course that will be in person starting October the 11th from 7 until 8:30. We want to have you save the date. We will be having a community co-creating vision, mission, and purpose for our center, the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Dayton, the evening of September the 24th from 6:30 until 9 p.m. and September the 25th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Practitioner Becky will be facilitating this process. It will be in person here at the center, I assume.
If you have any questions, you can come and see me.
So classes and details are going to be available in our weekly e-newsletter. If you would like to receive that newsletter and you are not currently getting it, please let Jan know. You can leave her a message with your name and your email address at 937-298-1375. I'm sorry, 1376. And yes, today's talk and script and stuff was put on by your practitioner core. And we are here for your service. We want to be that community that you can turn to within this community to know the truth for you when you can't necessarily see it at this present moment. Okay? So if you would like prayer, we are available after service today for a 1-minute miracle. You can also submit a prayer request using our prayer line. You can text or call and leave a voice message to 937-343-5855. You can also request prayer on our website at www.cslgd.org. So please reach out to us. We're here to support you and to stand with you in knowing the truth about yourself. And now I'd like to invite Emeritus Practitioner Lana back to the pulpit for some Thanksgiving and closing remarks.
And while Lana is walking up, just because I'm going to be traveling for the next 3 weekends, I just want to let you know the experience that we're going to host at the end of September is we're going to honor and recognize just the decades of the wonderful work that this community has been about. We're going to honor and celebrate that because we recognize we stand on some incredible shoulders. And then we just want to build on that. And from here today, who is it that we are with everything that's going on? And how it is it that we want to define that? So that's what this is about in September. And I just wanted to let you know because I won't be around until close to the end of next month. So thank you, Lana.
Thanks, Becky. So we're just going to thank all the Sunday service team. And I think Carol Boyer was one person who was a welcoming. Yay, thank you, Carol, for your service. Do you appreciate that? Thank you to all emeritus practitioners and practitioners for their sacred service this morning, including emeritus practitioner Marge Russell. Yay. Good job to Michael and Andy. That was really good. Very, very good. Thank you very much. Let's thank the Higher Mind Band. Yay, Kenny. Well, he's not here. Dan Hefner, Jim Browning, and our vocalist, Becky. Rogero Vector. Please thank Patrick back there. Thank God he got all of our audio working. So yay, thank you for that and making this service possible online today. Yay. Send them all some love and praise on our Facebook chat. Please share our page with your friends on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, for first-time visitors, a special thanks to you who are here with us for the first time. Please visit our website at www.csld.org for previous messages, as well as our calendar of events and classes. And also, now that we are open, our sacred service is a gift to our center and to you. So please see Kathy Rice. She is not here today. Reverend Catherine's not here today, so I guess we'll have to wait till next week. That's okay. Or any other member, there we go, of the Leadership Council for ways you can serve. And so now just say after me, this is the affirmation. I hear the small voice. Expressing its love through me. All right. Thank you very much. And so here we go with the band. Thank you.
All right. Let's everybody stand up for our closing song. We are forever growing. I'm so proud of us. We had such a short time to rehearse here this week. So here we go. I am forever growing. I am the reaper sowing. And we can all leave knowing we are forever growing into the light. Now we'll claim for all of us, okay? Here we go. We are forever growing. We are the reaper sowing. And we can all leave knowing we are forever growing into the light, 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 into the light. Yeah. Have a great week, everyone, and celebrate you this week, growing the light. And you out there, too.